Hi friends, Mr. Paul here. Today we're going to talk about the tree of life. Last time we talked about how some things are non-living and other things that are living. We know something is living if it eats and excretes. We know it's living if it breathes. All living things take in air. We know it's living if it moves. All living things move in a controlled way on their own. We know it's living if there is growth and change. We know it's living if it reproduces. And we know it's living if it senses and responds. So, our tree of life began with just the two major groups that humans could actually see: plants and animals. Plants are important for human life because plants give us oxygen to breathe and provide food and places for all different kinds of animals to live. Without plants, other living creatures couldn't survive. There are many different kinds of animals, and animals are divided up into two groups also. There's a group of animals that you are so familiar with, animals that have bones, like fish and amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals like you and I. The vertebrates with bones make up about 2% of all the animals in the world, but the biggest group of animals, over 2 million named so far and many more millions to yet be found, are the invertebrates, the animals with no bones. Today we're going to talk about 6 different kinds of invertebrates. The animals with no bones. The first group are the sponges. Most sponges live in the sea. The second group is the coelenterates. They're the animals without bones like jellyfishes and corals and sea anemones. They have tube or cup-shaped bodies. Some have tentacles. The next group is the echinoderms. There are about 6,000 different kinds of echinoderms. They come from an old word in Greek that means spiny skin. They include the sand dollars, the sea stars, and starfish. Aren't they beautiful? They live under the sea. The next group is the mollusks. The mollusks are one of the most diverse groups of animals on the planet, with over 50,000 different species. They include snails and octopuses, squids, clams, scallops, and oysters. The next group are the worms. There are all kinds of different worms, but 3 major kinds: flatworms, roundworms, and segmented worms. The next group are the Anthropods. They're interesting because they have a hard shell called chitin, and their shell inside is connected by kinds of muscles. The first kind of anthropods that we're going to talk about are arachnids. You know about arachnids because you know about spiders. Other arachnids include scorpions, ticks, and mites. The next group of anthropods are the insects, like this butterfly. And this beetle. And these fabulous grasshoppers. Bees are insects. Like other anthropods, insects have that hard shell-like covering on the outside of their body. That's called an exoskeleton. They have three main body parts: the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. A pair of antennae sticking up on their heads. And we remember this. All insects have 6. The last group of anthropods are the crustaceans. Crabs, prawns, shrimp, and lobsters all are part of the group of invertebrates called crustaceans. They have hard shells, and they often walk around on jointed legs. Most crustaceans live underwater, but some, like woodlice, live on the land. Many crustaceans have claws or pinchers on their front limbs. Today we talked about the two large groups of animals: the vertebrates, the ones with bones, and the invertebrates, the animals without bones. We learned that most invertebrates live under the sea, but many live on the land too. Thanks, friends. That's all we have for today.